Well, Sam, you had that injury. How's you fully 100%? It looked like you were a bit hampered by that in your 2 comeback games.
No, I feel I'm ready to go. I felt I actually could probably play the Fremantle game, so we decided to give it an extra week, which I felt enabled it to heal that little bit more, get a bit more training in, which sort of helped me. And then I thought Port game I was all right, and obviously had a disappointing one against West Coast. So having this week off enabled me once again to rest it a bit more, and just get a bit more full ground training in, which has been a positive leading into finals.
It's very rare for you to get your colours lowered. How do you expect to bounce back from that West Coast game?
Yeah, I first of all expect to bounce back well. It's obviously disappointing not to play well, but in the past I've had bad games and I've been able to respond. So I'll go in confident this week that I can compete. Obviously Goldie's a really good player, so I'm going to have to be on my game.
Has it been hard having the week off for yourself, just having to sit at home and just fester over that one a bit longer?
Yeah, it's been an interesting week. I guess on the weekend, there being no footy, just the Legends game and the women's game's probably been a bit different, but it was a good chance, as a playing group to, spend a bit more time, I guess, together. We went and watched the SANFL game, which was good to sit there and watch that and have a look at the other boys, which we don't get as much opportunity as we like during the year, and also just to get a bit more training in as well. So it's been a positive, I reckon.
We seem to ask you this every time you go on against North, but is Goldie, is he the toughest ruckman in the AFL to come against?
Yeah, I think he's still the best in the game. Obviously, Maxi's been great this year, but I think Toddy's the most well-rounded, and he's obviously been at the top of his game for 5 or 10 years now. So played a lot of footy against him. We've both had our ups and downs against each other, and hopefully this week I'm able to compete really well and give our mids first use.
You embrace that challenge?
Yeah, absolutely. It's there's no better time of the year to be playing. With all the top 8 teams are playing, and with that you generally get the better ruckman as well. So hopefully I can go out and play my role.
How long does a bad game sit with you, Source?
I think as I get older, I think it goes quicker. I think I've learnt to let it go, pretty quickly. So yeah, I think I've been able to reposition myself and refresh mentally and get ready for this week. I was able to move on pretty quickly from the West Coast game as we did as a team.
You touched on it. I think it was a few weeks we had a chat about where you're used on the ground. When you have to go to contests on centre wing and that sort of stuff, the boys aren't moving so well. How much does that impact on your ruck work when you have to use yourself in that role as well?
No, I don't think. I think it's all just different parts of my game. Obviously, ruck work, I guess, is the key pillar of my game, and that's the area that I make sure I need to get right first of all. And I think the other stuff comes with it. Obviously, I want to follow up well and want to contribute around the ground as well. So. I guess that's they're all parts of our game, but ruck work's obviously number one and giving our mids first use.
There were question marks surrounding Luke Brown and Kyle Cheney. How did they go at training today?
Yeah, from what I saw, that they moved really well. We did some decent sort of training today, and they seem to get through that fine. So they've obviously dealt with it, I think, and I think they should be good to go.
How beneficial is it having the sample guys in the finals as well and playing pretty good?
How was it, sorry?
Beneficial having the sample guys playing finals and playing pretty good footy too and pushing that competition.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been great. I think that's one key area where we've improved this year is we've had real pressure from underneath all the guys at AFL level. Our SANFL team's had a really good year, and they're starting to gel really well together as a team, as we saw how well they played on the weekend. So hopefully both teams can keep progressing through the finals and keep the pressure on.
What do you love about finals footy?
I think it's just the best of the best. I think now there's you come up against teams that have better defences, they have better offence. They're more well-rounded teams, and it's just a great time to be playing. There's obviously key games now with every game sort of being a showcase, I guess. And it's just the weather's better and all that sort of stuff. So it's an enjoyable time of the year, and it's great to be a part of it for 2 years in a row now.
It's hard to get a read on North's form, but do you look back to the game that you played them here and you really took care of them easily? Is that something that you use as a reference point?
Yeah, we definitely take confidence that we've played well against them in the past, but the thing with North is I think their early season form, they played really well. They've had a few injuries in the back half of the year, but I think they'll take confidence from that they've played in 2 prelims the last 2 years, and they're been able to come from elimination finals as well. So we know what we're going to get with North. They've got really strong inside mids. They've got some really good tall key forwards, and obviously Goldie's pretty strong on the ruck. So they're a pretty well-rounded team, and I think we know what we're going to get from them this week.
What is, obviously, it seems an obvious question to say what's Sloaney going to add, but he's talked about how he's bouncing off walls last week. Did you miss his leadership maybe out in the field?
Yeah, he's obviously a class player, and you'd rather him in the team than not in it. And what he brings is just that real energy, like you said. He really drives our, pressure around the ball. He helps drive our defence as well. As he's one of our hardest runners, as you probably noticed from watching him. But him along with Brodie Smith as well, important parts. So I think we've got a lot of guys who are coming back, and as mentioned before, the SANFL guys are putting pressure on. So I'm not sure of the makeup of the team yet, but I think Pikey's going to have some important decisions.
What did you learn from the West Coast defeat?
Just contest. I think it's probably as simple as that. I think we got beaten around the ball. We didn't, come fully switched on, I guess, because they were able to jump us at the start, and they played really well. So going forward, I think it's a real tune-up for us to say that if we're not going to play our best, we're not going to be able to win games. So to break it down, I guess simple as that, because that's what sort of starts the plays, is being able to get your hands on the ball, and nothing else really matters if you can't win the ball around the contest.
How do you compare to last year? Do you think you're better placed to make a deeper run?
I think so. We've obviously had a really good, home and away season. We won 16 games. We put ourselves in a really strong position. We've performed against some quality teams. As mentioned, we've got a lot of good guys in form. So I think we're in a really good position, and we're really excited for this week. The build-up's obviously been long. So as a team, I think we use the bye round really well, and I think we're ready to go.